Hello everybody, my name is Mohamed Berdi and today we are going to talk about an interesting topic called Arduino plus Golang in projects of IoT. Shortly about myself, I graduated the Engineering and Technology University and I work on robotics and Internet of Things. I specifically work on software of electronic devices. And today I'm going to share my thoughts, knowledge about how we can use these technologies, the sensors and drivers, every electronics that available to make an interesting live projects. So let's see what we're going to cover. We're going to learn about electronics, shortly about IoT, and let's get through the steps. Creating an Arduino script and then Golang script, and we are going to connect them using serial connection. This is the basic connection between Arduino and computer. I'm going to tell about shortly in the next page. So let's go. Electronics and sensors. We know any electronic device consists of microcontroller, and there should probably be output devices, input devices, and of course we need power. This is a simple example that we made for a RoboFest. It's a line follower project. It has line sensors as an input and motors as an output, and it has power. A simple robot. Sensors measure the environment and display us the values that we can use in the apps, and the values will be digital. So if we want a computer to understand what is going on outside in the world, like we see the light, and we feel the temperature, and we know that this is a liquid, we can understand with our sensors, biologic sensors. Here are electronic sensors that can do the same thing and give us the values that we can use in our applications. And I have the example application here. If we have an air conditioner, how could it work? So the air conditioner has its temperature sensor built in the house. So the values of a temperature sensor will go to microcontroller directly. Then if we set a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, and if the temperature of the room will be less and higher, it will turn on the heater or the cooler to set the correct temperature. And what about the Internet of Things? The IoT is done when any smart device that we created is connected to the network. It could be local or like through the local to the directly to the internet. It depends on our project, how massive is the project. In this example, we got a smart switch that is controlled by phone. So it got a Wi-Fi and connected to the network, and the phone also connected to a network, and sends a request directly to the controller, and controller knows what should it do. To make any IoT project, we can use the microcomputers like Raspberry Pi or like the Orange Pi that I have here. It can boot a Linux operating system, and we can write any code like in any language using C++, doesn't matter, Python code. You can write Java code and surely Golang. The next thing is an ASP, Node MCU controller. You should code an Arduino code in it and run server within it. You can connect to a Wi-Fi and send a request to any other computer, any other device, and to the cloud if you have a connection with an API, through an API. And also, surely we need an Arduino, and this is a simple project that I built for this Devfest'. Next project. So we will create a little people attendance analyzer as an example. For example, you have something, gym or restaurant or cafe or anything that people come and go, and probably you will need a statistics about how many people come in several parts of time of a day. And asking a people to sign somewhere or putting any worker to do this task always would be uncomfortable and time wasting. So we'll use the IoT technology. So let's create an Arduino script. I made two scripts. First is for passive infrared that you can meet in the doors, automatically opening and closing. So we can program it. For each time the door opens, it will send us value that we can read and then send a serial println. We need this part, the serial println, to use in our server application. We can expand it so it won't send the person detected each time. It will send once, and if the person non-existent, it will zero it. In this example, I use the ultrasonic sensor. It is a distance sensor. It can measure how far the object placed, and we can read the distance. And if the distance is less than 40, we send a person detected information. So in this example, you can see the person is detected, and here is a log file, like person detected once and then person removes. Next, Golang and serial communication. You can surely use a Python programming language or Java or C++ to make this task, but I give an example with Golang because it's very young and modern technology. Why I use Golang? It is easier to write. You get a clean and efficient code with any useless thing. You can build a concurrency, and its compiling is scalable in performance. And here we create folder with it named serial go. You can change this name. We initialize module and we get the library that is called serial to communicate with it. And here we have some imports. So we should define a COM port of an Arduino. If you use Linux, it would be TTY/USB something. And baud rate is the baud rate of an Arduino that communicates with it. You should note that baud rate should be the same. The next thing is that we configure the serial and open the port, and if you don't have problems, we continue. Next, I create one more variable on the top so I can count the people here. And we have a for loop because the serial will keep sending us an information. We shouldn't read it once. We should keep reading the serial information. We add a scanner in it and make scanner scan. And if the text is equals to person detected, that we are sending when person detected, I showed before, we just add to the people. And then we say people is adding. In this example, I changed the COM port to the 8 because it changed in my Arduino. And here, when I run the main Go application, we see that person detected, and each time the person detected, the counting people is upgrading. We just have to save the information to any database. You can use a Firebase for it, create a database, get an API key, and using the post request, you can just send your values to the database that you created on Firebase. And then to display your values, you can build a front-end application for a website or Android, iOS. So in the end, we'll get a product that counts how many people came in several amount of time. You can also use the Golang application itself to build an API and store every information in your computer. Then the next step is building a user interface application. It could be a mobile phone application or web application. So it will make a request, the same request for the Firebase or your Golang API. And this is how you can use the electronics in your daily life with this simple example. And the storing of this data is up to you. So good luck, everybody. Stay connected. Thank you.